Hey guys, good morning. It's Monday. Hope everybody had a good weekend. Didn't have any videos out this weekend. Had a little bit of a crazy weekend. Busy around the house. Traveling, doing things. Friday we did not have audio, unfortunately. Had some issues with OBS and my recording device, but we have audio this morning, and there's a huge week going on here with earnings. We got Tesla coming up this week. There's a couple stocks that I think look interesting going into earnings. Market seems to be, we always talk about time above certain areas, and now we've got 3 days above this little descending kind of triangular wedge that we created in the S&P from the bigger picture. And we've, every time we've gone above this main channel that we talked about, there's a couple different channels. So this is one of the channels that I look at. We've pulled back and tapped the lower area. There's another channel too that we had 1 day extension above. It's a little bit more of an angle in here like this, but I don't want to get too crazy with all the lines. And then there's a part of that channel extends kind of up in here, and then we stretch through it, and every time we do that we get overbought. We tend to pull back rather quickly. I'm going to remove that for now. So we're kind of trailing on that momentum line right now, and let me remove that. And we're kind of neutral between this little bit of a wider channel. Like I said, I don't want to put 10 different channels up there and confuse everybody. So the healthiest thing I think for the market would be if the Nasdaq, and we'll just look at the Qs because they kind of carry the same shape as the Nasdaq. I'd like to see the Nasdaq kind of pull back, and I have a lot of lines here as well, but bear with me. Let me see if I can kind of zoom in here, but I think that would be the healthiest thing for the market would be if you saw some rotation out of the Nasdaq into the Dow Jones Industrial stocks, some of the stuff like Triple M and AXP and Caterpillar. I think if we don't see that, we're going to go into a bit of a blow off to the upside, which is not going to be healthy, and then the next correction is going to be pretty tremendous. So we're still kind of holding this top of this little sideways consolidation channel line on Nasdaq, but we're inside the wider line here, and with plenty of room to the downside. Like as far as the channel, I'd like to see us pull back and touch this, not keep extending this and trying to attack that recent reversal high that we had that was pretty significant, especially from an intraday perspective. Interesting stocks to watch, and I'm going to start with the first one that I really like this chart on, and I think they had some issues going into this year, and now they're looking pretty strong. So I do like this breakout that we're seeing on Netgear. It's been on pretty decent volume. The MACD just started curling up on the daily. We're maybe a little bit stretched on the especially on the hourly for sure, because we've had what, four consecutive days to the upside. But this looks like a really interesting chart. Let's look at it on a 5-day. And they have earnings reporting this week, and I actually think they're going to be good. So I might take a small position here and hold it in through earnings. I think they cleared up some issues that they had, and that's probably what was holding the stock back. Let's do a 10-minute and kind of see it. It's a little bit extended for sure. It's had a nice run, you can see here. There's day 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we're getting a little stretch. Can it kind of pull back? I don't know. This market's got a lot of momentum right now. And when we get in these little FOMO modes, these little short periods of time, all the stuff that has been running like Marina Pharmaceuticals and NVAX and all those Teslas are continue usually to run to the upside. But somewhere along the trend line here, maybe in the low 28s, this looks interesting. Unless you want to just play pure momentum, then you can do it as an intraday scalp. But for a buy and hold, I'd have to take a small position and add to it. I believe earnings are on Wednesday. Tesla earnings coming out. Most people probably think that this stock is going to drop on earnings because it's run so far. But when you had these liquidation gaps like we saw recently from the high of 1,794, and you clear out 300 points, usually whoever wanted to get out got out. So I wouldn't be so sure that this stock is going to decline on the earnings report. Remember, this thing doesn't move on fundamentals anyway. It seems to have its own group of traders that don't really pay much attention to fundamentals. So Tesla, I'm not too sure I'd be short that. Imran, I like this stock, and it's gapping. It had a massive run and now we're gapping up this morning in pre-market to around 1235, which gets you on the inside of this candle here. And if you can get above that 1270, this thing could make another run into the 14s. So pre-market, you can see we already got to the 14s. Didn't even see that. We're already up at 1560. So this will be one to keep an eye on. We'll have to add in the intraday VWAP and kind of see how it moves. It's a little under the VWAP for now, but speaking of VWAP, Friday was a massive move in this stock RMBL. And wow, I actually got stopped out. This is where we have to make sure that we have a proper strategy trading in these momentum stocks. I've always said over and over, the best way is to not play the momentum and play the base shape change move to the upside. And if we had the new Texurus up, because this is time sensitive, I would have sent out an alert on this one. I think I had one subscriber that I was chatting with back and forth, and I told him this thing looks like it's going to blow up and take off to the upside. I was actually in this here and lost $1,600. So lesson learned. I got to sometimes listen to my own intuition, my own instruction. Sometimes I go against my own guidance and do rookie moves, where this actually looked like it was going to pop this here and shoot to the upside. So I actually did have a tight stop. The problem is it gapped down so quickly that it took out my stop and gave me horrible fills, and I was in pretty heavy. So this one hurt. This one stung on Friday. So I don't usually trade stocks twice that I lose on, and I happened to be working. I was kind of done trading for the day, and this started to change shape here. And when you have a stock break like this, and you have a break from a pivot consolidation where there's time enough to build up some energy, and you go back and press above there, not just for one candle, but you go press above there, not just a reverse head fake, but you get above there and you start to grind and hold that, man, that's where I took the long position and just rode this. And the thing I liked about RMBL, I wish I had more details on the Car Gurus collaboration that they did. Ignore this here because that's an intraday channel. This thing has a lot of price history behind it in the 200s. So I'd loved to see that about this, and I'm not sure it's even done yet. So RMBL, I wish I knew the details, but my target was actually 31, and it got to like 35, I think, or 30, 38, maybe 39. So a huge move. I was kind of zooming in on these candles here to kind of figure out which one would pose the biggest reversal, and it was this candle in here had me worried, because within this time frame here, it looked like we were kind of holding, and then it broke. So I didn't think it would get above this, but it did. It squeezed above there. I don't know if it was a little bit of a short squeeze or just pile-on effect, musical chair, see if you can sell it, at a higher price than the next guy. And that's all it is. And then it just dumped, and then after hours, it got crushed too as it rolled back down further. But looking at it from the daily 1 year now, I'm not sure this is completely done yet. I'd be worried about a secondary, though. That's my biggest fear with these, is that you have a secondary offering. Let's look at like a 10-day, 20-minute and see how it kind of forms up. Let's see if we get that curl, that base curl, and get out of this. That's one that I'll be watching today for sure. See, the pattern is not completely broken. Even with this giant move up and then pullback, the pattern is still stair-stepping higher. Here's a level here. Here's a level here. And then you have another level here. And with each one of those levels, you have a little breakout. Breakout here, breakout in here, and then here's your breakout just above that line. So do we just pull back maybe 23, 24, and then curl back up and make another run into the low 30s? It's possible. But I'll be watching that one as well. But the one I do like is Netgear, NTGR. I think we stick with this one. Going into earnings, I think it'll be good. It definitely could pull back, like I said, over the hourly. It's a little bit stretched out. And then JFIN, I think, for some reason, I don't know, I'm fixated on this. I still think it has one more run left in it. And I have a no, I'm not big, but I have a decent sized position in here. But it hasn't really given me an indication of which way it wants to go here. I like that it has a decent base. I probably wouldn't want to hold it if it closes below 370, but it seems to be getting energy. Every time it pulls back into the 380, 370 area, it wants to pop to the upside. A lot of people ask me recently about iBio. I had no... The only thing I don't like about iBio is that it was 5 cents late last year, and now it's gapping up again today for a big move into the 480s. I don't know where this goes. It's a pure momentum play, but you can keep your eye on that one as well. We went through JFIN. Microsoft, I believe, reports this week. I'm sure they're going to have strong earnings. We did touch the interior channel recently around 203, and we're just above that little area there. I still think this one's probably got more room to the upside on Microsoft. What else we got? BTAI is gapping up this morning. I didn't see the news on that one. 68, so we've cleared the high. That's probably the all-time high on this, I believe. So another momentum play intraday, BTAI, and we kind of play them just like the Rambo. We wait for pullback spaces and then shape change breakouts. So DPW also moving up today. And then I think we have some IPOs, but I'll text those out. And those have been a little bit tricky lately. DPW, let's see here. Obviously, I've followed this one before. And if we can kind of zoom in and kind of see, this is going to throw me off here. I'm going to clear the drawing set. So DPW is gapping up. I didn't see the news on that one at all. No, that's not what's messing me up. Let's look at a 5-day channel chart on this one. That's a 5-year. And we'll do 10 minutes. Actually, we'll do a 20-minute chart. Kind of see. This one's gapping up big time. Almost have a triple from where it was 2 days ago, 3 days ago. I did not see the news on DPW Holdings. Pulled back a little bit on the pre-market, but another one to watch on your VWAP. Shape change breaks. Hard to chase these unless you just want to play pure momentum. I didn't even see any indication of where there is overhead resistance on the longer term chart. You have to go back, and it's got some price history. I don't know why this is so skewed. Thinkorswim kind of messes up charts, but there's a lot of buying in this one, even small blocks. You can look on the right side there at time and sales, and you see a lot of green. That means people are just jumping in. You see shares for you see 10 share lots, 5 share lots, 1 share lots, 20 share lots. Sometimes they're broken trade blocks, but it's kind of funny how you can kind of tell who's getting into stuff when you look at the blocks and stuff like that. So interesting move, 495. You're back above the body of this candle here from, I don't know, a couple weeks ago. So this could be a mover. This could be definitely a mover. Target price would probably be 580, 590, but we'll have to see. Hard to chase these unless you're just playing momentum and scalping in and out. And then BABA looks strong lately too, BABA. The best way I think, just to backtrack a little bit, to play these bios that are running is just to do like an IBB. IBB chart looks pretty good too. So we've had a pullback in BABA. I think it probably makes a run at that old all-time high. It wasn't a high volume high by any stretch of the imagination. It was pretty good volume, but was it a blow-off high? I don't think so. So BABA looks kind of interesting too to continue this move. But I guess NTGR is the one I'm focused on. And then I guess there's a secondary for Nikola over the weekend, NAK. It's kind of an interesting company. So I think that, is it NKA? I think that it is NKA. I think that it has a lot of good support at the 40 area, but I think it can push through 40. Is it Nikola? Which one is it? NKLA. Sorry, guys. I think it can bust through the 40. There you go. It's already below 40. But I don't know if this one's done yet either after the secondary offering. It's just had a move. I mean, this thing went from $10 to almost, $95. So there's definitely some support in this little consolidation channel in here. And this one could be one to watch intraday too. I don't know that you're going to get a big reversal, but the more you stretch under 40, the more it's going to want to probably snap back up into the 43, 44 area. And let's see what we got on Eagle Daily. Where are we at? I don't know why I missed this trial this morning, but yeah, I mean, you're broken down. You're below this little double bottom, right? Little double bottom before the pop to the upside. 38 looks like a good support area. So this will be one to watch. And then obviously you have a lot of support in this area between 30 and 38. So I don't suspect this move continues to get crushed to the downside. And it could be a sell the rumor buy the news event on the secondary where you get into 38, 37, wash everybody out, and then it starts to curl back up. So keep an eye on Nicola, NKLA. I don't know, I had trouble with that ticker symbol. That could be interesting to watch too as well today. And that's a lot to look at this morning. I'll get back to you guys later if we see anything interesting or before the market. I just wanted to get a video out prior to the market open. QLGN looks interesting too. It had a little bit of a pop. And that's it for now. I'll talk to you soon.